Welcome back to the Travel Agency New Year podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Kay, travel advisor, helping travel advisors build their business with this podcast. If you'd like more information on how I can help you, head over to elevatewithrachelk.com outside of the podcast. Today is day 44, creating your travel advisor lead magnet. Okay, so I made some suggestions and ideas for your lead magnet that could really help you bring in those emails that you will need if you get most of your clients via social media. Super important. So today I'm going to break down each lead magnet and some ideas on how you can use programs you can use to create them, and then also how to implement them and set up an email funnel. Okay. Number one, the webinars. You can set them up via Meet or Zoom. You can have your settings when you create an appointment on your calendar to host a webinar via Meet. It blocks off your calendar so no one can schedule client calls with you at that time. I like it much better than Zoom myself. You can share your screen in there. You can have multiple monitors set up so that you can be there and present with your notes and also have your slideshow. It is recommended, if you can, to have somebody you know that is somewhat tech savvy that can go through the slideshow for you so that you can monitor the notes more, and they can monitor the chat as well and take notes for the Q&A at the end. It's very difficult to do a webinar on your own, but if you have a friend or relative who could help you out, it's no big deal, right? So that's one option. When you do it via Meet as well, it can send the calendar invite to your guests that have signed up. The guides, the easiest way to create a guide is in Canva. And you can even make it like a little e-zine if you just want to share the link, that they get a link in an email. Once they give you their email, then they get an email from you. That's part of the funnel. We'll talk about that later. That's a super easy way. Otherwise, you're going to have to set up an email where it's delivered as a guide to download as an attachment. But either way, the guide should go to an email that they send to you as well. So the webinar is going to send them the evite. The guide's going to send them the link or the PDF to download for the guide. Quizzes. You can create quizzes in Canva or via other software like SurveyMonkey. What is going on? I got little things flying around. Sorry. If you're listening, you're like, what are you talking about? I have done it via Interact quizzes before, which is really cool because you can upload little cute images and you can have it integrated with Zapier, which I'll get into here in a second. Pop-ups straight into a funnel. That's the free tips. You're just going to send them into a funnel that you've created. A funnel is more than one email, by the way. In person, you're usually going to set up some sort of slideshow that you can put on a TV or a projector of some kind. And you can have a call to action on the slides as well at the end. You can leave flyers with a QR code to book a call with information, whatever, however you want to set that up. So those are some different ways to start creating your lead magnet. But now you've got to do the funnel. Okay, so when they give the email, how is this lead magnet going to be delivered to them? This is where automations can come in. And there is Zapier, which is free to set up 5 different zaps. If you're like, I don't have the budget for all this stuff, it's free. And I mentioned Canva in here because I know a lot of TAs have Canva Pro already. But it is free to set up the email funnel and zap it from one bit of software service like Canva to your Flow Desk, MailerLite, Constant Contact. That is a separate thing from your CRM. I think Zapier also integrates with Vacation CRM, but I wouldn't want to put a lead that hasn't booked a trip into my travel CRM personally. You can also, if it's a Google form that they have to submit to get the lead magnet, you can have it turn into a spreadsheet that auto-populates, and then the data from that spreadsheet goes through Zapier into the email funnel, and it'll populate like the different merge fields for the email as well. So when you have an email funnel, you don't just want to send one email. It's like, thanks for downloading this. Like, you want to funnel them into something that emails them once a day, every 2 days, something a little more often, not your regular newsletter yet. And you can provide more value and information in those additional emails of the funnel. Every email should have a call to action to either follow you on a specific social platform or join a private community on Facebook or Reddit or Discord, wherever you host a community, or future events if it's in person, like, hey, I'm going to be here. I'd love to see you there. Some kind of call to action to get them to want to interact with you more. Okay. And it also obviously book a consultation. That should be in them as well. It doesn't have to be the same call to action in every email. So you can flip it around and be like, hey, I just made this reel. Go check out my Instagram if you want them to follow you on Instagram. Or, hey, I just have this really in depth video I posted about blah, blah, blah cruises on YouTube. Go check this out and follow me on YouTube. Things like that. And you can pick apart in the CTR, like the click ratios when you're doing your analytics for these email funnels. You can even see which ones are getting warmer. So you can see if someone's clicked and taken the link to your social, and you can see if they're following you and be like, okay, that's a really warm lead. That person is going to support my business. Now, you can use for your email funnel service, there's some free options if you have very few leads or clients for your newsletter. You're just starting out. I know MailerLite, I'm pretty sure at the time of recording, is free to start up to 500 emails a month or something like that. And then they start charging. Flowdesk is a paid one. A lot of TAs I know love to use Flowdesk. You can use, I think, MailChimp, HubSpot, Constant Contact. They're all very similar. I would check them all out and do a demo if you don't have one set up yet to see what's the best for you. I prefer ones that have automations like this that you can set up instead of just regular campaigns. Some of them offer little free landing page websites as well. So do your due diligence if you do not have a separate CRM for newsletters and email funnels before you really push this lead magnet out. Now, if you're doing in person, that's a little bit different because you can like maybe post in your community a flyer or something to that effect, but you still want to get those emails because that keeps you top of mind with them. And once your funnel is finished, you want to notify them in the last email of your funnel, which is like 5 extra little emails. Hey, now you're being funneled into my regular newsletter. So that way they'll be constantly a couple times a month. Oh, yeah, this person exists and they're a travel advisor. And oh, yeah, I really do want to go to Greece or Croatia or whatever. I'm going to book a call with them. They're going to think of you first rather than trying to go Google because you are showing up for them regularly. That is a little bit about creating your lead magnet. If you're doing webinars or in-person events, keep it under an hour-long presentation. So if you have to do a practice run and go through all your slides, so be it. Keep it under an hour, preferably 40 to 45 minutes, so there's time for questions. Guides, 5 to 10 tips. Keep it under honestly, I would keep it like under 5 pages. Like be really quick and concise. Quizzes, I wouldn't do more than 10 questions for a quiz. I wouldn't. And you want to be able to put on the quiz page, this should take approximately 5 minutes to complete. So they're not like, oh God, this is going to take forever because no one has long attention spans anymore. Pop up straight into a funnel. You should have the Zap tested when you create all of these different funnels and automations as well. Test it on yourself with a personal email, but that should be instantly sent to their inbox. Then in person, yeah, keep that presentation under an hour, preferably 40 to 45 minutes, and you'll be golden. Have lots of pretty pictures for the webinar and presentation in person. And remember to write it all of this as though you are writing for your ICA, not for you. Okay? That's a real quick breakdown of creating your lead magnet, some tips and some ideas of where to go based on what type of lead magnet you'd like to create. Again, if you want more help, join the Success Circle, $35 a month. You can find it at elevatewithrachelk.com. If you don't, just subscribe to my podcast. That'd be really great. That'd be great too. And have a great day.